Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan M. Fursman, good morning and welcome to the 2nd Battalion, 3rd Infantry Regiment Battalion Change of Command Ceremony. We would also like to welcome those of you who are joining us virtually and thank you for your participation. Today, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan M. Fursman will relinquish command of the 2nd Battalion, 3rd Infantry Regiment to the incoming commander, Lieutenant Colonel Edward M. Kim. On the floor in front of you are the units participating in today's ceremony, composed of the battalion headquarters and Highlander Company, Legion, Black Horse, Charger, and Gladiator companies, and unit colors assigned to the Patriot Battalion. Today's ceremony is a reflection of procedures practiced since the birth of our Army in 1775. The formation of troops centered on the national flag represents the unified purpose of the Army and its willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of our nation. Next to the national flag is the unit colors. This closeness to the national flag symbolizes the trust placed on the Army by the nation. Representing each unit is the battalion colors and company guidons. Each is a symbol of pride, tradition, and history. Unit colors serve to mark the location of an organization's headquarters and its commander. When a unit's colors are removed from the headquarters, such as for today's ceremony, they remain under guard. This is more than tradition. It is a solemn recognition and devotion to the sacrifice and gallantry of all who have ever served under those colors. The task of guarding the unit colors is an honor given to only the finest of soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Patriot Battalion would like to recognize our distinguished visitors for today's ceremony. Please hold your applause until the end. Lieutenant General Burleson, Major General Brunson and Command Sergeant Major Balmer, Colonel and Mrs. Ellis, Colonel and Mrs. Burke, Colonel Bordwell and Command Sergeant Major Langs, Colonel Byrd, Command Sergeant Major Retired Grant, Command Sergeant Major Retired Keekler, Sergeant Major Kim, battalion command teams in the Ghost Brigade. Please join me in a round of applause for all of our distinguished visitors. The reviewing officer for today's ceremony is Colonel Jared D. Bordwell, commander of the 1st Brigade, 2nd Infantry Division, Stryker Brigade Combat Team. The host commander is Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan M. Fursman, commander of the Patriot Battalion. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Kevin W. Bolt, executive officer for the Patriot Battalion. The color guard is from Highlander Company, under the direction of the Battalion Command Sergeant Major Nathan R. Hepfer. Please direct your attention to the VIP seating area. At this time, Sergeant Ryman from Highlander Company is presenting a bouquet of red roses in full bloom to Mrs. Fursman. The roses symbolize the color of the heart, the care, and the concern Mrs. Fursman has shown to the soldiers and families of the Patriot Battalion over the past 2 years. At this time, Specialist Gonzalez from Highlander Company, the Patriot Soldier of the Quarter, is presenting a bouquet of budding yellow roses to Mrs. Kim. The yellow color is a sign of welcome, and the budding flowers are in anticipation of things to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation provided by the Brigade Chaplain, Chaplain Witham, the arrival of the official party, and the playing of the National Anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to bow your heads and pray along with me according to your tradition, as I do in mine. Almighty God, as we gather this morning and conduct this historic ceremony, the passing of the colors of this great organization from one leader to the next, we pause and give our gratitude for all that you have given us. As Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Fursman hands off the leadership of 2-3 Infantry, the Patriots, we thank you for his time, energy, and sacrifices he has made on behalf of this organization over the past years. We thank you for providing an educator and a mentor to this battalion, and for each Patriot who has had the opportunity to learn under his tutelage. As Lieutenant Colonel Fursman moves on to new challenges, we ask that you bless him, his wife Claire, and their children, Aiden, Emma, and Lily. Watch over them always with your love and protection. And we ask you your blessing on Lieutenant Colonel Edward Kim, his wife Joanne, and their children Elijah, Jacob, and Adriana. As Lieutenant Colonel Kim assumes command, we ask that you grant him the strength, wisdom, grace, and compassion he will need to overcome all obstacles that may challenge future missions. Even more, uphold his character, integrity, and morals as an example to all those in this formation who emulate as we strive to improve ourselves and honor you. Lastly, I pray this morning for the men and women of 2-3 Infantry Unite them in a spirit of service and camaraderie. Sustain and encourage them through all their hard work, and grant them protection against all enemies they may face. It is in your holy name we pray. Amen.
In just a moment, you will hear the Commander of Troops, Major Bolt, call Battalion attention. Please be seated. The Change of Command ceremony is a simple, traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. The key to the Change of Command is the passing of the unit colors. These colors represent not only the heritage and the history of the unit, but also the unity and loyalty of its soldiers. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there are also the colors. The custodian of the colors is the Command Sergeant Major. As the senior enlisted soldier in the Patriot Battalion, Command Sergeant Major Hepfer is both the spokesperson for the loyalty and concerns of the soldiers and a principal advisor to the commander. The passing of the colors symbolizes the transfer of authority from the outgoing commander to the incoming commander. The passing of the colors demonstrates to the soldiers of the unit the old commander has passed the mantle of leadership to the new commander, and with this must also pass the loyalty of the soldiers to their new commander. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5, the undersigned assumes command of the 2nd Battalion, 3rd Infantry Regiment, effective 26 January 2021, signed Edward M. Kim, Lieutenant Colonel, Infantry, commanding. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 1st Stryker Brigade Combat Team, Colonel Jared D. Bordwell.
Distinguished guests, family, and friends attending both physically and virtually, thank you for sharing this event with the Ghost family and as we close yet another chapter for this storied organization. Special recognition to our distinguished guests virtually, Lieutenant General Brunson, Lieutenant General Burleson, Major General Brunson, Command Sergeant Major Bolmer, Colonel Mrs. Ellis, Colonel Mrs. Earth, other distinguished guests, leaders, and JBLM community leaders. Today, as the brigade, we have yet another opportunity to recognize both the efforts and achievements of one of our battalions. Over the last 2 years, Lieutenant Colonel Fursman has led the Patriots in training exercises that span from here in the Pacific Northwest, the National Training Center of California, and across the Indo-PACOM AOR. Each and every one done with a level of professionalism, dedication to excellence that demonstrate the true character of this storied regiment. Under Lieutenant Colonel Fursman and his soldiers and their families have had the privilege of serving with a leader that approaches his duties with a level of compassion, commitment, and focus that truly define a winning team. A team that pursues excellence in every aspect of their duties. A team that repeatedly has been recognized for their accomplishments both at the individual through the battalion level. A team that we should all be extremely proud of and want to serve alongside of. As leaders, each of us desire the ability to look back and know that we had a positive impact on the organization we led. An impact on the soldiers, an impact on the families, and optimally an impact on the entire organization in the Army. John, without question, when you look back at this time in command, you should be incredibly proud of the impact that you as a leader and as a commander that you've had on this entire organization during your tenure of command. Sharing this success deservedly with your spouse, Claire. Claire, your efforts both in support of the battalion and the brigade have been truly awesome. I thank both of you. On behalf of the soldiers and families of the brigade, I wish you the best of luck as you start this new chapter in Korea as a family and continue to serve our organization and our Army. I would like to welcome the Kim family back to the brigade. Ed and Joanne are no strangers to the Patriots. As former Patriot 5, Ed returns with a deep appreciation and love for this formation. I have no doubt that you will lead this battalion with the level of care and focus the Patriots deserve. Trust in me, arrive in silence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander of the 2nd Battalion, 3rd Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan M. Fursman.
Good morning. I'd like to thank Lieutenant General Burleson, my mother, and friends of the Patriots who are watching online, and for those present in the room, including Major General Brunson, Command Sergeant Major Balmer, Colonel Ellis, Colonel Burke, Colonel Mrs. Bordwell, Sergeant Major Langs, former Patriots and friends for being present to see the Patriots today. To Claire, Aiden, Emma, and Lily, thank you for sticking with me the last 2 years and for giving me for the days away and the hours in the office so I could do right by the people standing out here on the floor. I'll be paying it back starting today, and I'm looking forward to our adventure in Korea. Claire, you are the best partner, mother, and Army spouse I could ever ask for. I love you. I'm extraordinarily proud today, but a little brokenhearted. Proud to have served again in the Patriots and played a part in its current readiness, but brokenhearted because after over 7 years and 2 Iraq deployments in this battalion, I will never again be an active Patriot. The pictures on the wall in the Henke's conference room across from my former office are a daily reminder of the battalion's history in our most recent conflicts. A history that hangs among all of the rest of those battle streamers you see out there on our colors as the oldest continuously active regiment in the Army. While I did not personally know all of the Patriots on the wall, I do remember the radio calls and their stories because I was not far. As commander of Legion Company, or Alpha Company, I was there for 6 of them in 2007, and I cannot leave today without publicly remembering Hester, Long, Santos, Salinas, Rojas, and Mal. You are always on my mind. Shifting to our present Patriots, we call ourselves the fighting arm of the old guard, and our motto is first to fight. It is in our nature to train hard and strive to be better than those lined up across from us. Healthy competition is a good thing. Perhaps the best compliment I've received the last 2 years was when another described this battalion as the most disciplined he had seen come through the National Training Center. Being disciplined at fighting is a testament to the hard work of our current Patriots and the fighting culture that our leaders, from team level through company, have built. And building that culture has always provided us the sine qua non for taking care of our people. To all of our current Patriots out there, you are as good as the Patriots who came before you. You are trusted to fight first because you are exceptional at what you do. Continue caring for one another and maintain that fighting culture. I've already said my individual goodbyes and thank yous to each of the individual leaders out here and on the staff. Specifically to Command Sergeant Major Hepfer and Sergeant Major Card, my 2 partners over the last year. Thank you for your good counsel, for moving through the formation and finding ways to make it stronger, and for being wonderful advocates for our people. I thank God almost every day for our partnership. And we are also in the only part of the old guard that doesn't require a height waiver. To my other leaders, thank you for turning my vision into reality and rising to the challenge of high expectations. I placed them on you because I knew you could meet them even if you were unsure yourself at times. I am lucky to have had you. For all, the only thing I ask on the behalf of our leaders in this formation and any other is that we continue to weigh every new policy, standard, or requirement that we are compelled to set against their capacity to accomplish it. Then consciously consider how we can enable them. I know that we do this, but it can never be understated how much it builds faith with them down the chain. Perhaps my memory is just fading, but I'm continually amazed at the things company command teams and their subordinate leaders do every day today that I don't recall having to do when I was in their shoes. Finally, Ed and Joanne, welcome home. Like us, you are 3-time offenders in the battalion. I kid you not, I shouted yes out loud in my office a year ago when I saw your name on the command slate. You also know the pictures on the wall, what the battalion has accomplished in its history, because you've been there too. It was a pleasure serving with you in years past, and I know you'll be exceptional. Take care of the people, and be ready to fight before anyone else. It's our motto. Thank you all for coming today or from watching from afar. Trust in me, arrive in silence, first to fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 2nd Battalion, 3rd Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Edward M. Kim.
Good morning. Major General Brunson, Command Sergeant Major Bulmer, Colonel Ellis, Colonel Burke, Colonel Mrs. Bordwell, Command Sergeant Major and Mrs. Langs, distinguished guests, friends and family of the Patriot Battalion, thank you for attending today's ceremony. And most of all, thank you for your continued support to our soldiers. Major General Brunson, sir, thank you for the opportunity to serve in this historic division once again. Joanne and I are excited to be back home at JBLM. We're more excited to serve bayonet soldiers, their families, and to be a part of this great community. Colonel Bordwell, sir, thank you for your continued trust and confidence. Returning to the Patriot Battalion is a dream come true. I still remember your last words to me in your old office years ago to take care of this battalion. And sir, nothing's changed as I return home. I'm honored to have the opportunity to care for Patriots and to preserve our legacy. It's good to be back, and sir, I'm ready. And to my fellow battalion commanders, I look forward to serving alongside with you together and making this brigade, this division, and this community the best in our Army. And to my family, to my mom, my dad who couldn't be here, my in-laws, Ed and Lucy, thank you for your unwavering support over the years. Words can't express the gratitude I feel for having you guys here with me today. And to my kids, Elijah, Jacob, and Adriana, thank you for your growth, your strength, your resilience. I'm proud of you, and thank you for always supporting us. And to my wife, Joanne, thank you for your patience, your words of wisdom, and for being the steady hand that keeps our family going. I look forward to our next chapter together. And to John and Claire, Joanne and I could not have asked for a better transition. You not only opened the doors for the battalion, but you went above and beyond to ensure continuity while putting what's best for the soldiers in the battalion first. Your efforts and openness is a testament to how much you care for this battalion. Joanne and I wish you and Claire the best in your future endeavors. Thanks, John. Command Sergeant Major Heffer, I look forward to sharing this experience with you. In our short time to getting to know each other, your impact and care for our soldiers is evident everywhere in the battalion. And finally, to the Patriot soldiers, I am humbled and honored to serve once again in this battalion, a battalion with much to be proud of. You see, this is where I grew, where I learned how to lead in combat, and where I learned how to fight as a team. My connection to this organization goes beyond the title I'm assuming. I've had the privilege to serve alongside many Patriots that served honorably, and some who've paid the ultimate sacrifice. And although you can see their pictures hanging on the wall in the Hanks room, I see something a little bit different. I see a lineage of America's warrior class that you should be proud to be a part of. I remember being humbled and feeling inspired as I learned why they served and the manner in which they served. And although I'm stepping into this position today, I see you. I see the same discipline, grit, resilience, dedication to this organization and our profession as I did before. and I look forward to sharing hardships, accomplishing much together, and most of all, watching you grow as individuals, as leaders, and as proud soldiers. I am honored to serve alongside with you. Trust in me, arrive in silence, first to fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us in singing the 7th Infantry Division March and the Army Song. The lyrics can be found in your program. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a moment to say your farewells to Lieutenant Colonel Fursman at the center of the reviewing stand. Invited guests are welcome to join Lieutenant Colonel and Mrs. Kim at a reception located in the upstairs breezeway. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending. First to fight, arrive in silence, trust in me.